All right, give everyone a raise. Give everyone a raise takes an argument raise fraction and gives that fraction raised to every employee. To every employee sounds to me like a loop. So what are we going to do? We're going to go back and see what we need to do. We're going to loop over the employees, giving them a raise. What is the raise? The raise is raise fraction. Raise fraction. Now, I don't need to pass any employees here, right? Because it already knows what its list of employees is. So it's just going to loop over that. I don't need to tell them, give everyone a raise, and by everyone I mean Frank and Anne, etc., because it already has a list of the employees that it has. Right, so for employee in self.list of employees, and then we're going to use our own method, so give a raise to that employee with the raise fraction. So how do we use methods from our own class? Self.give a raise to the employee, and it's the raise fraction. As you remember from functions, this raise fraction is in the scope of this function, so we don't need to worry particularly about that. Put the comment here. Cool. So what does this do now? It goes and loops over, it gives them a raise. One thing that I noticed some of you struggle with was we do not need to do any updating here. It's not as if we're going to write employee.salary equals that. And the reason is because this method, give a raise, already takes care of that for you. And it doesn't return anything. So if you were to do this, employee, I'm not going to write that again, am I? I am. Interesting. Equals that. Then the salary would just get equal to none because this function doesn't return anything. So if you ever run into weird things such as, can't do an operation with none type, yada, 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 it might be that you used a function that didn't return anything, and then you tried to do an operation on top of that. But let's not worry about that too much. Our function looks okay, give everyone a raise for employee in the list of employees. Self, as in this company, dot give a raise to that employee with the raise fraction. Right, and now we get to see what I forgot. Frank and Frankette, test company, hire them both. Now instead of doing it this way, we're going to say test company dot give everyone a raise. Well, how much is the raise? Raise fraction, 20%. Yeah, that seems to have done the same. Brilliant. All right, not too bad, not too bad. I was expecting this to be a lot more embarrassing. Now, I did add that I was going to replace it with none to see all hell break loose, so let's do that. Just so you get an idea of what would happen if we made a small mistake here and put none instead of a list. All right, so what is it going to try and do? Up there, fine, up to there, fine. Now here, it's going to try and hire Frank. What does that mean? It's going to try to append to none. Aha, let's see what happens. Hey, none type has no attribute append. So this is good for learning how to debug, which is you see these errors which are kind of weird. What do you mean none type append? What? So if I have that mistake, I would probably then have to go and do a bit of debugging and figure out, why is that? Eventually would realize that list of employees is none. But again, not an issue in this case. Very cool. I mean, salaries seem to make sense. Are we done? We are not done, right? Do we still need to do anything else? I'll take that back. Looks like we're done. This just grades the employee in the company. All right, moment of truth. Did this work? Hooray!